All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. It is Monday, February 12th, and I just want to welcome you guys all to our weekly team Zoom. I am trying to get this straight out. Justin bought me this like Vera desk for my birthday. It goes up and down, you know, so you can stand. So I'm like, I'm standing, am I sitting? What am I doing here? Like, I'm trying to get this thing figured out. So if I'm moving around a lot tonight, you have to go with me on this. But I just want to thank you guys for being on here. Today I was, talking to Justin. I'm like, I think like people get so caught up in all the different things we can do for our businesses. I just want to talk to them about like the fundamentals. And some of you guys do the fundamentals all the time, but in talking to corporate, I was talking to someone from corporate last week, and they said, what do you think, like, people like get to 2-star and then they like have this gap, like there's like a 2-star to 3-star gap, or people get to 4-star and there's like a 4-star to 5-star gap. There's like this gap. Like, what do you think that is? And I said, I think people forget the fundamentals. I think, if you look at anything in life, like sports, is something we can all relate to. You look at the fundamentals, and I was reading, so I pulled up all this information on Michael Jordan. And if you really read about him and study, he studied the fundamentals. Like they said, if you practice with him, he was never out like doing all the dunks like you see on TV. He was dribbling the basketball. He was just shooting this from the same 6 spots. They said he'd make X's on the court, and he'd shoot from those same 6 spots over and over and over again, doing the fundamental daily things. And Emerson came home from basketball practice a couple weeks ago, and she took her basketball and she came inside and she put it inside of a grocery sack and she started dribbling it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, Mr. Osborne says that I have to be the best dribbler. And if you're the best dribbler, then all the rest comes from that. And she's like, you have to be the best ball handler. So she was dribbling 100 times with each hand in the grocery sack. And then she said, once he said, I know how to do this really well, then you're supposed to turn off the lights and I'm supposed to do this in my room in the dark in the grocery sack. And so, he's not telling her like, go out and practice shooting this, go out and practice dribbling through your legs. He's saying, dribble the basketball. And he played college ball. His wife played college ball. Like, it's the basics. And I think like, I was talking to the corporate, guy last week, and he just said, so why do you think people get lost? And I said, because there's so many different things you can add to the business. Like, do these parties, have this, do this, use this tool. And it's just, we still do the exact same thing 12 years ago. Or 12 years today, that we did 12 years ago. And it's just the basics. And so, I went out on the company's website, Isagenix Business, which we all have access to. And so tonight's going to be like a really basic call. But I think sometimes we have to stop trying to do all this additional stuff and just do the core basic steps. And so I went to go back and see, like, I wrote down without looking, like what I would perceive as the basics. And then I went to Isagenix Business and I clicked on Start Here. And I just looked at what the company had as the basics. And everything that they had, I only missed one step. And I thought, okay, how, it's just so simple, you guys. I think that we complicate it. Like, Jimmy Smith always said, like, Hilari, like, people complicate my business and it frustrates me because people try to do all these additional things. And when the company came out with You Share, They Share, he was like, isn't that what we've been doing for 15 years, putting one on the left and one on the right and one on the left and one on the right? Like, and so, I know that everyone's focus is executive and we talk about executive all the time. But the thing is that I think that if you're doing that, if you're doing the You Share, They Share, the one on the left and the one on the right, and you're helping those people become consultants, you become an executive. And that's why, like, we love running the promotions we ran for New Year's Kickoff and for Celebration last year were all based upon building consultants, because that really is, the name of the game. And so if you go out to isagenixbusiness.com and you click on Start Here, and I would encourage all of you guys to do that. It was great today just to go through and took an hour and a half and went through all the steps of Start Here. Because if you feel like you're stuck, and I know some of you are, you have a title of 3-star, but you're cycling 20 times a week and you're frustrated, or you have a title of 2-star and you're cycling 7 times a week and you're frustrated, or some of you are brand new and you're like happy with 1 cycle, and that's awesome. I think so much of it too is being grateful for where you're at. Heidi Engelbert made a post a couple weeks ago, and it just said, and it was a slide that she had taken from when I trained at Celebration a couple years ago, and it just basically said, like, I don't believe that God will give us more until we're grateful for what we have. And I think that that pertains to me too. I think that, you know, especially in Isagenix, we already are so graciously rewarded for our work that it's easy to forget, okay, one cycle really means an extra $3,000 a year for my family, you know, of residual income just from one cycle a week, you guys. So what can that $3,000 do, and just the difference it can make? So, you know, but so much of that is consistency. And I was in one of my books that I am always in, and Everything Counts. And I had underlined this when I read it the first time through. It just said consistency becomes a form of human gravity. And so think about how important gravity is, right? And so consistency in your daily life becomes a form of human gravity. And think about, it's true, like the more consistent you are, the more everything's held together, right? And so that's why consistency, whether it's in your workout, whether it's in your meal plan, whether it's in your life inside your house, you know, in your life in your business, the more consistent you can be, you know, I think the more growth you're going to see. And we were working on tax stuff tonight, all day, actually. Like, that's why I was like, oh, how many of you guys love taxes? I love taxes because it means we make money, right? Better than not. So, but taxes, I was doing them today, and I said to Justin, it's so incredible that we've done this for almost 12 years, and every single year our income has grown by a six-figure number. And so we were doing our taxes today, and I said, I want to add this up from last year. And I looked, and it was like right at that amount, right under that amount. And so I just said, you know, it's just crazy, but there's nothing we've done different than what you guys are doing. It's just consistently. And it sounds so boring, and it's not fun. It's just the mundane stuff, you guys, but it's why it works. And so, you know, as I was writing down the things, as I was writing down the things from start here, the first thing was make your list, right? And then I'm going to go through these quickly, and then I'm going to pull up the February Frenzy PowerPoint, because as I wrote these down, I'm like, I feel like I just did these. And then I'm like, oh, it's exactly the February Frenzy PowerPoint the company put together is basically the start here steps. So Jen is going to take the PowerPoint, and Jen is going to take the PowerPoint, and she is going to post that. Let me mute everybody again. She's going to post that on our website, on justinandhilarycourtney.com. We'll get that posted in the next couple days, and it'll just be under Monday Night Zooms, and there'll be a link for February Frenzy. So it'll be the whole PowerPoint. How many of you guys, I can't see all of you, but I mean, how many of you had a February Frenzy locally or somewhere close to you that you were able to go to? Okay, not that many. So we're going to post that. I'll post the whole PowerPoint they gave us, the whole slide deck, and it's awesome. So you guys can pull the slides from that, download it, utilize that. I thought it was great though, but they went through and talked about making your list, connecting, you know, sharing the videos. And so the first thing when I made my list of if somebody said, what do you do? What are your basics? First thing I had was make my list. Right? Number two is connect. And for me personally, connect means calling the list. It doesn't mean texting the list or sending a message through Facebook. If I don't have a phone number, I will send a message through Facebook to get the number. And then I try to get it directly to a phone call, because if I can hear, you know, your voice, if I can hear the excitement and the fluctuation in your voice, I just feel like people are a lot more apt to say yes to if somebody calls me and says, hey, I'm having this party, would you come? And it's them calling me, like I feel like, yeah, I want to help them. You know, and if it's just a text or something on Facebook, I don't always, just because we're busy, right? Everybody's busy. So number two was connect, and under my connect, I had call them. And it was funny, I saw this post this week, and it was like young in the early 20s, and they were like, do people actually call each other? Like, if a guy calls you, you should run. And I was like, okay, that's maybe what people think about when I call them, but I still call. I think calling makes a huge difference. Number three, share, however you're going to share. So sharing the videos, I love the tools. And you guys, I know these things sound like basic things, but when I travel to your cities and I travel to do meetings, I'll say, like, tell me your favorite 3 videos and why. And people just look at me like, I don't know. You know, and so if you don't know, like, if I could say, tell me your favorite 4 videos from Isamovie, what they're about and why they're your favorite and who would you use them for, and you don't know that answer, then for me to say, share it with the videos, you guys want to utilize those tools and you want to know them like the back of your hand, because, you know, whether I'm talking to Elizabeth, who is a mom with kids, or whether I am talking to, I'm trying to find somebody on here who's young, doesn't have, everybody's like mom sitting on here, that I can see the faces of. Or if I'm talking to Kathy, who's a grandma and who, you know, would look more at the healthy aging system. No matter who I'm talking to, I know exactly what videos I would use, and they'd be personalized. I wouldn't send the same thing to Elizabeth that I would send to Kathy, that I would send to, you know, my son who's 24 if he had a friend who was interested. So like somebody just asked me last week, oh, you know, there's like a site for people who are young. What's that site? And I'm like, Start Your Life? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, how are you a director and you don't know that? And I don't mean that bad. I'm just like, you guys, you should use the tools, because if you use the tools, that takes so much pressure off of you. Like, you don't have to feel like you know everything. I mean, somebody was asking me a question about the amp line just yesterday, and I'm so excited because Lisa did a great recording of the amp products last week. And so that video, Jen, if she didn't post it today, that'll also be posted out on our page, justinandhilarycourtney.com. And so you guys can go there. You'll have access to that 24/7. But Lisa Davis did an awesome video. She's up, I don't know if you guys can see her up in the corner, but she owns CrossFit Gym. Her and her husband own a CrossFit gym and up in Michigan, and she did a great job covering the AMP products, and so you guys can utilize that. And it was a coach that asked me a specific question. I'm like, you know what, like, I would just check out this video and it'll give you all the details, and I just forwarded him the video. So use the tools. Like, you want to create a residual income so that you have time freedom, right? And so utilize the tools, and if you do, that's what your people will do. If you, like, I used to feel like, okay, I had this big PowerPoint and I would travel to cities, and the only way I would share was with the PowerPoint. And I don't know if it's because I thought, like, I don't know why I did that. I mean, just what I was taught, actually. But you want your people, you want to be able to leave in your business to still grow in the cities that you're traveling to, you know. Or if you go to a launch party, you want to be able to say, okay, now, you know, Lily, you do the launch party next time, and her be able to do it because she used the tools. And so, and know the tools, know all the videos. And Dave Helsel, and I know I've shared this story before, but he has a friend that wanted to be a Walmart greeter at Christmas. And so the guy went and he said, I want to be able to greet people at Christmas. I want to say Merry Christmas, make people feel good when they come in. And they were like, awesome. So you have to come for training. And he was like, to be a Walmart greeter at Christmas time? And they were like, yeah. And he had 16 hours, you guys, 2 8-hour days of classes to become a Walmart greeter. And I want you guys to think about it. You have $1 million business opportunity, but you don't want to spend 16 hours, you know, learning about the tools that are in place for you. So, you know, go out to Isamovie, know the videos that are there. 3-way calls. You want to know how to do a 3-way call. And on the PowerPoint that I'm going to post from the February Frenzy, there's a slide there. You can print it down from Isagenix Business, but there he is.
Good night, mates.
But it's, I'm trying to figure out this desk thing here, baby. I don't know what we're going to do with this, but I'm trying. And so the February Frenzy has an awesome slide. You can also, like I said, go to Isagenix Business and print it down, but it's how to do a 3-way call. And Adam Packard and Kristen were in Kansas City, and he asked the room of like 100 people, how many of you utilize 3-way calls? And like 4 hands went up. And I was like, what? Like, I mean, we do so many 3-way calls. If you're on here and you're on our team, I've done a 3-way call with you probably. I just feel like I live on the phone doing 3-way calls. And like I told him, the way we do them is you have to have watched a video from Isamovie before I'll do the 3-way call, because I want the people already understanding, you know, what Isagenix is a little bit about. And so, you guys, when I was in my last company, we had this little sheet, and Justin and I are going to figure something out, but it was just like a sheet like this, and it had a pink Cadillac at the top, and at the bottom it had 10, I don't know if you guys were with me, you guys know what I'm talking about, but it had 10, it said week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and it had 10 lines in each week. So 40 lines total. And it said, Annie's shaking her head, and she knows what I'm talking about, and it says, when 10 a week is all I can think, my car will turn pink. And that sounds really funny, but I'm telling you this, that if you did 10 3-way calls a week with your upline, that was 40 calls over the month, every single woman that did that was driving a pink Cadillac, and they were making a great income. Because here's why. The 3-way calls work. You know, they're so simple and they're so underutilized. And so if you have a huge list of people and you're like, everybody's busy, right? Everybody is so busy. You know, we don't have time to sit down and meet people in person. You don't have to. Do 3-way calls. Do 10 a week, every week, you know, and And if you have somebody that, you know, is interested, you show them a video and you say, and what's great about our team is it's so diverse. Like if you have somebody that's suffering with blood sugar or that has blood sugar issues, you know, great, have them watch a video and get on a 3-way call with Kathy. It doesn't have to be with your upline. It can be with anybody on the team. You know, if you have somebody that, you know, wants to lose 100 pounds, get them on the phone with Donna. Donna's lost 100 pounds. And so, you know, that's amazing. I mean, it's just whoever, you know, if you have somebody that is a CrossFitter, get them on the phone with Lisa. If you have somebody that's pregnant, put them on the phone with Kim. I mean, do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, utilize, if you have somebody who works a corporate job and goes, I don't have time, put them on the phone with Carrie. I mean, you have to utilize the people on your team, and then you do them for them as well. And if you do that and you say, okay, I'm going to commit to 10 3-way calls a week, you guys, your business would change. I mean, I just think that's one of the simplest things you can do for your business, and it's so underutilized. So,
talking about Lent. I'm done for Lent.
What are you doing for Lent?
2 shakes a day.
Okay.
So if you get 10 people doing that, that's 800 shakes in a week.
Do it.
In 40 days.
We can't talk while I'm thinking.
Yeah. So I'm doing 2 shakes a day for 40 days. And if I can find 10 other people to do it with me, that's 800 shakes. Look at all the BV in 40 days.
Okay, Justin's doing 2 shakes a day for Lent. So everybody just do 2 shakes a day for Lent and find 10 people to do it with you. And I haven't done the math in my own head, but he says it's a lot of shakes. So it will be a lot of shakes.
It's 800. 80 times 10 is 800.
Why would there be 80?
Because you're doing 2 shakes a day for 40 days.
This is why when you work with your spouse, you lock the door when you're in the middle of a presentation so your brain can stay focused. I'm like, okay, just everybody share with 10 people and everybody do 2 shakes a day for Lent. Okay. Because Justin says that's a lot of BV. Do 2 shakes a day till the baby comes, Kim. All right. So that's what we're doing here. So what else do I have down here? And then I had follow up. So here's a great sheet. I'm going to let you guys see this, and we're going to post this on there too. I have one on my wall, just whatever works for you, but let me see if I can turn this enough. But like, I have a chart like this on my wall, and it says like, Alicia, when she ordered, did I add her to the Facebook page? Did I put her in Isabody? The date her product arrived, did I give her a call? Did I add her to the Facebook page? Did she get the welcome text, the welcome email? It's like whatever works for you. Like you can tell I like big paper on the wall because I can keep it in front of me. But like Kim, we did a training in Kansas City a couple weeks ago, and Kim pulled this up. And I thought this was great. And so we're going to post this. I'm going to have Jen post this on the page too, in a format that you guys can pull down. But basically, it just shows across the top. Can you guys see this okay? Awesome. And so it just has the name of your new enrollment, the date you enrolled them, the product or the pack they started with. Did you add them to the private Facebook pages? Did you send them a welcome email? We'll make sure, and I'll have Jen put a link on here for the text that we've been sending out as well. There's a link to a text. You literally just click on that link. I just copy and paste it. When they click on it, it's amazing. It goes in and it opens up, you know, how to do a shake day, how to rock a cleanse day, I know a lot of you guys are screenshotting this, and we'll post this too, so you actually have access to it. But it's so awesome, and we'll add the link too, because the link is great. And then, you know, did you connect with them? Did you help them get started with Isabody? The unbox your box. So when the box comes in, did you call them and say, okay, here's what you're getting, and here's what this is? And I always say, take out a black Sharpie. If I live close enough, I'll go do it with them. If I don't, I'll say, okay, make sure you have a black Sharpie. Okay, write on the top 1 ounce. And I know the Ionix bottle says on the back 1 or 2 ounces a day, whatever it says, but it just makes it so much clearer. And like, here's a cleanse, I'm cleansing today. So like with the cleanse, and set on the back where it says, because it talks about deep cleansing, everyday cleansing, general cleansing, people are overwhelmed. So I just say right on the top, you know, 4 ounces every night at bed, or, you know, 4 ounces 4 times a day, whichever they're doing. And so with each of their products, having them do that, the unbox call, you know, coaching them to their cleanse day, calling them on day 5, day 14. We can post the 14-day. Tracy O'Malley has an awesome on YouTube 14-day, what to expect each day. And that's been typed up too. So we'll post that with this. Add on JustinHilaryCourtney.com. You can get it there. When their auto ship date is, for that first month, I always remind them, hey, your auto ship's coming in 5 days, you know, whatever that is. After that, I get this question a lot. Do I call them every single month? No, but that first month, I do remind them, hey, the auto ship is coming, just so that they know. And I actually do it really far in advance, because I want them to understand how the auto ship works. So like we just enrolled a couple, maybe like 10 days ago, and I already did their auto ship call with them. And I said, look, it's coming up. This will be the date it's going to come. You want to just make sure you have a minimum of 100 BV. And I talked to her about how she accrues volume and what that means and explain that to her. And then, you know, you could say here, day 21, discuss the auto ship again and the product recommendation. So, you know, you can move that a little bit earlier if you choose to, but I just thought that was great that Kim had this and she had it in this format. So we'll make sure and get this posted for everybody. And then I will pull up real quick and show you the February Frenzy, some of the slides from that, just so you guys can see this if you didn't have one in your town. Hold on one sec. All right, guys. My little marker's going. I'm like, I don't want my marker going. Hold on a second. Okay. Well, we're just going to start here. All right, so this is the PowerPoint that the company used for the February Frenzy. And I'm not going to go through all these slides right now. I'm just going to kind of give you guys an idea of what's in here. But if you were at New Year's kickoff, it was awesome. Herbie Cepeda did an awesome training on network marketing today and Isagenix. And so you're going to be able to have access to all of these. There we go. And then at the bottom, what's awesome, you guys, is there's going to be speaker notes. So like if you want to take this PowerPoint and pull it apart and teach it to your team, it'll be great. I actually just found out today, or I got asked today on March 24th, mark your calendars. Let me triple check that's right. Yes, March 24th, we're going to do a virtual Super Saturday. It's going to be from 9 to noon Mountain Time. And it's going to be myself, Susan Sly, Cindy Walters, and Trudy Maples. So it's going to be on the 24th of March from 9 to noon Mountain Time. Trudy Maples, myself, Susan Sly, and Cindy Walters. So it'll be great. We're just going to go through a Super Saturday and do it online for you guys. So it'd be a great opportunity to get like your teams in your houses, like and just have them all together, and we'll do the training for you guys with everybody. So, but these might be some of the slides that we utilize. So this is great. I just love it because even if you're new and you're like, okay, I don't know if I could train my team with this, even if you have a couple people, you'll be able to pull down these slides, and all the notes, like I said, are going to be in the slides. So it's going to be awesome. This was Herbie's slide that he showed about cumulative sales, and I loved this because if you weren't at New Year's kickoff and you haven't watched the recap, this was great. He talked about, you know, that it took 7.5 years for the company to hit our first billion. Then it took only 3.5 years for the company to hit the second billion, 2 years to hit the third billion, a year and a half to hit the fourth billion, and then in last year was almost $1 billion. So 958 million. So you guys, I mean, I love this chart just right here. You could take screenshots of this. When Herbie had this at New Year's kickoff, I took a screenshot of this, and I've texted this to so many people who are like, is it too late to join Isagenix? You know, you get people saying, you know, is it the right time? Is it too late? This slide is perfect for that because it just shows, you know, I'm disabling everybody being able to draw on my screens. Hold on a second. And so, you know, I just love this slide for that purpose. So I've used that with a lot of people, and I think it's awesome. So let's see what other slides are really, really good ones for you to be able to use. All right. So on here, it's also going to have make your list. So you're going to be able to go through the make your list slide, like with your team. And these are some things we mentioned before, but I just want you guys to be able to see kind of what's here. So you're going to have the make your list slide. There's a whole section on connecting, which is awesome. It's going to go through and talk to you about mindset, a lot of this that Rita Catalino talked about. And what's awesome, you guys, is on each slide in the notes, it has the notes that the person who trained on this topic at New Year's kickoff, some of their notes. So it goes through and talks about, you know, mindset. Then it talks about connecting in person and how all that works. Skip through here. I just want you guys to see some of the stuff that you're going to have access to by having this PowerPoint. So it will be great for you. Let me scroll down here. My PowerPoint's wanting to go super slow. I don't know why. But anyway, you guys will be able to get this, so we won't have to go through all these, but it's going to talk to you about three-way calls and the power of a three-way call and how to close the value pack right over the phone, whether you're doing that on a three-way call or doing that in person and in-home. And then behind the three-way call, it's going to show you the comp plan. It's going to show you share, they share, repeat. You guys, it's so important, you know, that you really know how to draw that out. It was interesting because and here's the new member checklist. Kathy Cooper uses this all the time, the new member checklist. But just something I think is real important is that you share, they share. And I know that I've talked to you guys on the calls that I talk to that about every single appointment. But I was talking to Adam Packer today with at the company, and he said, you know, I talked to so many leaders doing the February Frenzy, and most of them do not draw out you share, they share at the first appointment. And he said, watching how you did it, because we showed how we were talking about a value pack, and we translate right into you share, they share without even stopping. Like I just go from the value pack and say, you know, Carrie, this is going to replace, you know, this many of your meals. If your local grocery store, you know, you went and checked out and your bill was $300, and you could get half your money back in the first month, you know, by sharing with two people and bringing them to the grocery store. Would you do that? So we went through that, and he just said, people don't do that. And he said, you know, we traveled to 4 cities and nobody else explained it like that. And I'm sharing that with you guys because I really want you to understand the power in showing the value pack at every single appointment. You know, even if you're going just to talk to them about the shakes or whatever the reason for the appointment, you know, you owe them to show them how to do you share, they share. Because, you know, when people can make $900 now, you guys, from the you share, they share, I'm just clicking through some of these slides as I'm talking, just to kind of show you guys what you're going to get in here. But this PowerPoint is awesome. And like I said, you can cut and paste, use whatever slides you want. But it's got the new, you know, bonuses of the 100 for the value packs. And so this slide right here is so powerful. Like if you can show somebody, look, yeah, you may be spending, you know, $589, but we can show you how to turn around and make $900 in your first 30 days or your first week or whatever it may be. I mean, this is really powerful, and it's something that if you don't share with people, they're not going to know. And if you don't tell them, then they're not going to tell people. Just like I said at the beginning, like how you show people, like if you use a tool, use a video, that's what they're going to do. If you have to show them a PowerPoint because you know everything, that's what they're going to feel like they have to do. So if you really want your business to grow quickly, you want to utilize this. Like we're going this week and we're doing meetings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And when we're there, we're going to use the tools. We're going to use the videos because I want to be able to leave New Orleans, and I want the people that are there to be able to do the meetings just like I am still there. And so it's really important, you guys, to utilize the tools. So in here, you're also going to see information on celebration and just some other great things. So I just really, I loved this PowerPoint, and I think that it'll be a great tool that you guys can use. I do want to remind you again about the February Frenzy, what's going on right now with the company, just so that, you know, all of you guys can take advantage of that. And so I'm going to pull up one more thing here just so you guys can see this. And I know that last week a lot of you were taking photos of this, but now, you know, it's everywhere so you can get your hands on it. But a couple things that I want to share with you. Let me pull this up. So the February Frenzy promotion, you know, most of you guys are already working on this, but one thing I want to say about this is this time of the year, we have the welcome back promotion going on, and a lot of people don't realize, we were talking about it this week with someone else, that every week that's going by, new names are being added to your back office in green. So if you're like, I've already looked through the names I have in my back office for the welcome back, and you know, I've got people doing it who said yes. Well, every single week the company is adding more names of people that are able to participate in that promotion. So if you haven't been on there in the last couple weeks, or you know, even in the last week, go out there and you'll probably have 3 or 4 new names that have popped up in green. And all those welcome back challengers, you can use them for your February Frenzy as long as they do 150 BV. So just remember that, you know, as long as you enroll 5 people with 150 BV, you're going to get $200. you enroll 8 people, you'll get an additional $500. That'll be like your travel cash. And then when you have 10 customers enrolled, you're going to get that $700 plus $1,000 off your hotel room. And that'll be given to you after celebration, once you know that you've actually checked in on site at the event. So I just think this is a huge promotion, especially this time of the year. Like Justin and I were talking, so many people, you know, said to us in the fall, like, or even into December, like when I get my tax refund, And so people are already starting to, you know, get those and utilize those. I would just keep following up with people because now's the perfect time to get them started, you know, when they're getting that. So, you know, these are just, tonight's call, I was like, okay, it's going to sound really boring and basic to people, but I think that we have to get back to the basics because this is the same stuff. Like if you talk to the new people that we enrolled in the last couple of weeks and you said, how did she talk to you? They would tell you that literally I called them on the phone, just said, hey, when could you get together for 30 minutes? I'd love to share with you a little bit more. I sent them a video before I even went, the ones I did in person, so that they would have already watched the video, that I wasn't like having to go through every single thing in detail. And then I take my catalog and I just go through the pillars and I share with them and I draw it, you share, they share. I mean, it's literally, if you go to start here and you click on it, make your list, connect, show the videos, do a 3-way call, follow up. It's those key, just simple elements repeated over and over and over again. And then as you enroll somebody new, you teach them those exact same simple elements. And, you know, the coaching piece with the PowerPoint or the Excel spreadsheet, like we're going to post for you. You know, you can use that. You can do it on your wall. Like you can see my simple one on the wall. It's whatever works for you. But the key is that you're consistent. That you consistently do the same thing over and over again. And my last slide at New Year's kickoff, I ran out of time and I didn't get to put it up there, but it said greatness is born in the mundane. And I think that people want to be on the stage. They want to make $100,000 a year. They want to go to Top Achievers, but they don't want to do the boring do. And I say that because that's what it is. I mean, when I come down here in my office and I'm like, and you make the calls and you do the follow-ups and you do the coaching, that's not necessarily that really exciting stuff, but it's the consistency of doing those things over and over and over and over again that earns you the $100,000 a year, that earns you the Top Achievers, that earns you, you know, those different things. And so it's just being really consistent in the daily grind that allows all that other stuff to happen, right? So, you know, and then lastly, I had written down attend events, which we all know that's what we're talking about, celebration, you know, getting your ticket. They said at our February Frenzy that, you know, tickets were almost gone. I talked to somebody at corporate last week. There were less than 1,800 tickets left, and that's not very many when you look at the whole company. So I encourage you to get your ticket and get tickets for people on your team that you haven't even enrolled yet, so that we've got them for them. So anywho, I hope that helped. Just basic, you know, do the basic do over and over and over again, and don't get into management mode. When you start to manage your people, instead of actually do the work yourself, do the enrollments, do the coaching, do the follow-up, that's where you get stuck, because people get into management mode. And so I remember Kathy Coover saying to me one time, when you hit 5-star, then you know, you can manage a little, you know, but she's like, until you get to 5-star, like you have to keep doing the same steps. And I think that's just so true in this business. So anyway, that's what I have for tonight, you guys. So we'll get this posted, and then we'll get all of the different, the slides posted for you as well. If there's like a topic that you guys want to hear about, then post it on the Facebook pages. Let me know. Because for me, honestly, like I just think our business is not a complicated business. And so I'm like, what am I going to teach about every single Monday night? Because I don't really think that there's that much new stuff. I think it's just doing the do. So if you guys have questions or you have things that you want to learn about or know more about, you know, different topics, post those on those Facebook pages, and that way, or message me, just send me a personal message, say, hey, I want to learn about this, I want to know more about this, and then I can get, you know, we can train on that. If you want to know more about how the pools work, I'll get someone from corporate on here, and they can actually pull up reports and show us that. Whatever you guys really want to learn more about, just let me know, and then we can do that for you, because we really want to serve you the best way that we can. So, all right, guys, have a great week.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Hilari.
Hilary.
You're welcome, everybody.